There you go. How about platforms?
Moderation rules are vague to help cover multinational exposure concerns and limitations.
Sounds like a statement more than a question.
It is. It's a state. Some of them are statements, some of them are questions. Just basically something to give you an idea to talk around.
Moderation rules are vague.
So basically, the new TOS, the new terms of service that are coming out, are trying to encompass the ability to cover the countries that are going, well, no, you can't say any of this, or this here. So fix it.
Well, that's happening in governments right now too. With hate speech laws and all that.
Right.
They're written so vague, so you can be arrested and then you got to plead your case at trial.
So are all these
DA or the prosecutor,
are all these rules just trying to follow that form?
I think it just gives the government more leeway to build a case against you, or in terms of like Facebook, they just want to be able to get rid of people they don't want on the platform. So they can say, "Hey, we violated TOS. Now go fuck off."
Do they want to get
so they can use it as arbitration?
Do they want to get rid of you, or do they just want to expend with the liability of what its users are going to do?
It's a protected don't ask.
I guess it would depend on the laws of the country that the platform was operating in, right?
All right, so I have free speech. Why can't I get on Twitter and call you a retard?
You should be able to.
Well, you can. You're in America, but if you're in Germany or say England or Scotland, like Count Dankula, you can't quite do that now, can you?
Or Dank, buddy.
So it's governments working with social media platforms to kind of quell dissent.
So are these platforms just going, okay, I have too many different rules to follow in too many different areas. What I need to do is make a generic rule that fits all of these areas, and we can decipher based on the area that it's legislated in.
Well, an article came out in Germany, what was it, about a month ago, saying that they were going to start fining Facebook for Islamophobic comments. So I believe the platforms more than likely are just trying to not get sued or not raise government, concerns.
All right,
basically.
So why should it be Facebook's worry that if in Germany an American post goes out saying something that's anti-German? Why should that be Facebook's worry? They are not a country. They are merely a platform. If that country doesn't want access to that platform, then that country needs to deny access and show its citizens how much of an ass they are.
Well, then you're talking about like a North Korea or like a Saudi Arabia type thing. I mean, Facebook wants to make money in Germany. So does Twitter, so does YouTube, so do all these countries. So to avoid, politicians coming in and banning that platform, they're going to adhere to the government policies. Right?
Right.
Why would you want to exclude, a whole country of ad revenue as a CEO?
So
you would just rather adopt these TOS services and make it very loosely veiled, the wording. So you just be like, hey, you violated our terms of service. Now go away.
Wouldn't it be easier to do maybe something like what Netflix does and partition them out to country areas instead of just having, hey, this is Facebook, you can connect from anywhere in the world. If you connect from Germany, you got to connect from facebook.grm or whatever it is. If you connect from Britain, you got to connect from this one, and that allows for the changes between the servers and the laws in the countries instead of leaving the terms of service vague for each user in those countries. Because if I'm an American,
it's already done on YouTube now.
Yeah, Netflix is worse than YouTube about it, but yeah.
Yeah, you should have to sign new terms of service every time you switch a server then. And that should be fine, because that cuts out all the liability on the parent company's part. It's like if I wanted to be on the German YouTube, I should be expected to abide by the German rules or get kicked off the German section.
Well, maybe that is why it's so broad, so they don't have to go through and write new TOS for every single country. They can just have a broad sweeping brush for every country. Lazy. Well, it may be lazy, but governments change their rules all the time. And once they change those rules, it's like the ACA when they passed that. It's like a 1,600 fucking page of legal bullshit. Like, and it changes probably every year. Some places, you never know. So that's probably why they are fairly broad. I mean, I would have to assume. I don't know the answer, but I think I'm correct here. I'm going to stand by. Yeah, I'm correct. I think I won this one. I'm gonna be fair. I think I kicked the shit out of both of you.
I I just try to look at things going, why would you do something this way when you could also do it this way? I'm not saying necessarily that I'd be right or wrong in saying it. I'm just offering that opposing view because that's how people make their own thoughts, is by taking the views that are offered to them and deciding which one makes the most sense.
Yeah, but those views are unpopular to the government. And that government, say Germany, doesn't want those views expressed on the platform. The government could come and say, hey, we don't like all this shit going on Facebook, and you need to do something about it, or, we'll exclude you from 80 million people in Central Europe. That's 80 million people. That's a lot of fucking revenue for any company.
Oh, yeah.
Potential revenue. So
would then possibly dividing Facebook by country, each country could have its own filters to allow for that country. They'd still be able to make that profit, but by dividing it up by country, they'd be able to be more specific to the users. Okay, if you're an American and you want to broadcast just in America, you just follow this term of service. You click you broadcast in America key and you move on. But if you want to broadcast in Germany, you're going to have to cut this additional list off of your presentation, and then we'll let you broadcast in Germany if you follow the Germany rules.
But a lot of people have friends, family that live overseas. So why would they, say Facebook? The only reason I have a Facebook anymore is to keep in contact with family and friends all over the country. Some all, in other countries. Like, especially with Facebook now with their demographics, most of the users now are like in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. There's no young teenagers signing up for Facebook anymore. They're all on, other platforms and Snapchat and shit like that.
Facebook's kind of slow for a platform these days, considering.
It's actually the most functional one, though.
Yeah, it has so much there, but when you want to go do something on Facebook, you can move around quicker on some other sites than you can on Facebook. When you're checking your stuff on there, you got to click on this tab and then go over here and click on there. Let me go over to the friends section to see if I have any alerts. Let me go over here, and where you go on YouTube, you can just click on something that brings up that whole menu. You just click on the next thing, go to the next one. You just keep moving through it. It tries to make it streamline it, smooth it out. Where like Snapchat.
Well, you can do that with you can do that keyword search though on like Twitter and Facebook. You want to look up a story, just type in a couple search words, and it'll pop up wherever people are talking about those words. But like I was going to say about why would like say someone up in their age that has family and say in Canada, why should they not be able to connect to them? And do you think they would use that service if they were no longer allowed to connect to them? Given that they have a different TOS, or if you want to basically kind of like ping lock or country lock, they would lose people, and they want to gain subscribers because they earn money off of views.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're browsing Facebook, like they're making money.
Yeah, but
they're getting eyeballs.
Part of what Facebook is making.
You could easily make that. Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, part of what Facebook is making is just money from the advertisers for being able to post to that size an audience. That's all. That's a lot of what their income is there.
Mm-hmm. And you want to grow that audience base. So why would you want to exclude people from doing what they want to do?
Right. I'd agree with that. I'm not saying just because I state something does not mean I agree with it. Go ahead. Limiting creators. What?
Well, if you limit creators, then keep calling me Dan.
You're Dan from now on.
Shut that up. If you limit creators too much, though, then you're not getting the content that gets the views anyway. So if you're talking about stifling creativity, how far is too far to stifle given the area that they come out of? And why not go with the model that we presented earlier, where it's each country has its own terms? But if you wanted to broadcast on a general spectrum, you'd have to follow the general spectrum rules. That way, you can have your cake and eat it too.
It has to be a cost-benefit analysis. Like if you have, say, for instance, Tommy Robinson, the guy, the English gentleman out there that's confronting all these Islamist fucking people and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's disrupting the government ongoings more than anybody else on that platform in that country at the moment. I guarantee he is. So probably to the government, they want him off these platforms because he's kind of showing kind of the shit the government doesn't want to see. Because I guarantee the tourism in Paris and London is probably in the shitter at this point compared to 10 years ago. So these governments are like, holy shit, we're losing revenue, we're not getting this tourism money anymore. Hey, Facebook, you need to do something about this guy on here because he's hurting our bottom line, right? So they come out with these broad TOS terms, or they can just ban you now, or they can do whatever right now. And I guarantee it's government pressure. I guarantee Facebook and Twitter. Well, Twitter is a little different thing because they have their, Silicon Valley attitude of the never Trumpers and all that shit. So you're gonna have that, but that's not the government dictating. That's probably more than likely them dictating. But even then, so what is the government anyway? It's just a basic form of control once you get to a point of wanting to control a platform. So they're really no different than a small government. The employees at Twitter monitoring everything, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, until they sublet it out to another company with a list that just says block everything you don't like.
Exactly. I guarantee every platform probably has a list of people that are the disruptors, right?
Yeah.
Goddamn well every single person at Twitter wants to get fucking Trump off the platform. But they can't do it. Or they could do it, but the backlash would hurt the bottom line so bad they would lose billions of dollars in the stock market from their publicly traded stocks. You know what I mean? That's why they don't do it.
Right. All right.
That makes sense.
Well, here we are at the end of the second hour. This is the longest show I've done yet.